Alrighty. Hello everybody, how are you doing? Alrighty, hello everyone, my name is Sheshire, the Devil's Not So Funny Jester, currently talking to you through the body of my cat Grim. And today, we're back. Fashion Friday, we're going to be doing some art, giving some people some new outfits. Let me just make sure that everything is good on the purple and red site before I tab over to my iPad. Red site's good. Purple site is good. Okay, everything's good to go. Now let me tab back over. Hello. Hopefully you're all doing well. Up a new tab. There we go. And then I can plug in my iPad and it's good to go. I already put out the tweet and the notification, so no need to do that. I think this is back to more of a normal time for me. Sorry about not streaming yesterday. Well, just trying to get some stuff done. I had a bunch of, well, I guess not deadlines, but things that were going to pile up, and I'd rather get them all done with beforehand. I'm just more of a proactive person. Let me find the goddamn HDMI port. Okay. My computer was being difficult, sorry. Plug in my iPad. Hopefully you're all doing well. No. Let me clear that off the screen. No. You guys do not perceive anything. Be gone. There we go. Okay. You do not see behind the screen. How are we doing on a Friday? I think this is, it's a little bit later than usual, right? I still want to try a new time, but it's closer to my, 6 to 8 starting range. But hello. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking Miss Smugglana, if no one's heard of her, or you have not heard of her, Icefire VTuber, Firefox, Icefox, React streams, that sort of a thing. There we go, my iPad's plugged in now. And we're going to be creating, or as if she was like an air design, like the air, earth, fire, water, that sort of thing. So I figure take the water and Firefox and we'll do an air version. Okay, let's finish setting up this projector that you guys don't see. 769. Okay. These numbers aren't important. I mean, it's not like I could leak them. It's not like I'm showing you my IP address, but I'd rather not, just to be safe. Okay. And then I will, there we go, it's working now. Now forgive me, the scribble's going to be a little scribbly. Right? And I'll show you 3, 2, 1. No, that's the other Smugglana, the old one. Today, we're going to be working on something a little scribbly. Right? I mean, it's just a rough sketch, so we're going to start off and we're going to get going from there. It's okay. That was... Let me pull up the Smugglana reference. Where is it? There we go. Found it. So what we are going to do, just a base design, we're going to examine it. So what we see here, usually it's some kind of kimono, right? The fire one. Some sort of kimono. You think this one is a little bit more deconstructed, same thing. Kimono sort of a thing, just the top part essentially. And then long sleeves, right? Pigtail. Roughly same hairstyle. But what we're going to do is I was thinking, right, for a sky fox, so we're going to make probably the hair and tail a little bit more fluffy, like clouds, that sort of thing. Instead of having fur here, we're going to add some cloud patterns and then change the motif to more like maybe a lighter blue, less of a ice cold blue, maybe a cooler tone, much less bright, almost some gray undertones to it, like a stormy cloud, right? Maybe we'll have some purpley yellow highlights. That's what I'm thinking. But first, I mean, we have the really rough sketch, so let's keep going. There's no point in delaying. Okay, like the kimono top figure going. That, oh my god, that eraser was massive. Also, do let me know if the audio is okay and everything else. Hopefully you can all hear me fine. I mean, just get the base of it right, mostly kimono, and then the sleeves. That's what's important. Okay, we'll do that. Also, for any of you who are unaware, did also recently start an Instagram, same thing as my TikTok and YouTube, but I know not everybody uses all those platforms. And just kind of clips, art stuff, that sort of a thing, right? Started with a clip channel on both YouTube and TikTok now. Okay. Feel free to check it out. If not, I think I should. I haven't linked it on Twitch yet, but I should. And also, you know what we're going to do today? Before I forget, we're going to change my goddamn Twitch profile. Because I keep wanting to do it, and then I never do it. So today we're going to do it. Okay, and that's more like the top half, kimono. Gonna go over the hip. Erase this. Some hippage. Well, maybe, I can slim it down a little bit. And not too much there. We don't want to define the laws of physics and reality as we see it. Okay, so we have some leg going. Okay, I can lower this a little bit. Or, I just hike the legging all the way up. That's fine. We'll have the leg going up. Just readjusting here, sorry. Okay, and then what we're also gonna do, probably do a lot more erasing. I'm just rearranging some of the chords. God, it's like having 73,000 chords on my desk. Okay. Gonna erase the other leg just a wee bit. Just erase this just a tad bit. Okay. That's roughly where the foot is gonna be. Oh. Have that ankle-y bit there. Right, it's okay. The anatomy is a little bit rough, but that's alright. So I think what we can do is maybe just start with the base on the hair. The outfit is gonna be a little bit of a work in progress as we go. That's the other part of the kimono. This is going to be the hand somewhere like on the chest sort of a thing. Or I don't know if maybe I want it like that. Maybe. Pretend the hand isn't there for now and I can always change my mind later, as I tend to do, right? Have it, okay, the two layers like that, it splits, and then it goes up and over like that, maybe. Alrighty, so what I think we're gonna do is let's focus on the hair. So we have something rough like that. I was thinking of maybe, instead of having that little sort of a three-part look, we could maybe combine the bangs to the left because we want it to be a little more fluffy, like a cloud almost. Just thinking we'll combine the left, the whole here will just be covered. Bangs like that. Or at least maybe shorter bangs. Now I don't necessarily know how we're going to incorporate the fluff into this necessarily, but we'll figure it out. So if I have, you know, something like that, I can curl it maybe. No, that eraser is way too big. Erase this bit. Yeah, erase that, something like that. I don't know if that's gonna make it more fluffy. We'll erase it here just to give like the hair little patches or strands like that. Okay, you know, maybe make it like this, and we can redraw the eye just a little bit, right? Maybe we'll have it peeking out just a small bit, because we do want to still kind of reference the original design. And even both this one and the fire one has roughly the same hairstyle, so we can change it, but it would be maybe a little bit weird to change it too much. Now you want maybe like big and billowy, kind of for the cloudy hair, fluffy like that. Maybe make them like swirly, or some kind of curly hair like this. Okay, now we'll do that. Now I'll erase this part, and I was thinking maybe it's the fact that if I bundle everything together and make it the bottom a little bit curly, that'll have more of that hair appearance to it, or I guess the cloudy appearance is what I mean to say. Like I'll erase that. Maybe instead we'll combine it all into one big sort of cloudy sort of puff. I'll have like a little curl here maybe. Erase that. It's okay if it looks really, really messy. It'll be much cleaner as we go. It's just because of the beginning stages that everything is going to be more of a trust the process sort of a thing. Actually, it was funny, I got a post or a response to one of my YouTube shorts I put out the other day, and it was like, this is the messiest looking sketch I've ever seen in my life, but somehow the lines make it better. It's like, I'll choose to take that as a compliment, right? I know my sketches are messy, I know my drawings are messy to begin with too. I know I draw really, really heavy-handed. I've never been the type to be able to, you know, just throw out one line and it looks fine, so... I mean, I'll take it if it looks nice, right? It's a compliment. Sort of. Okay. Yeah, we'll redraw that part later. There we are, we'll do that. And maybe we'll have to puff out the hair a little bit more, that's why, to give that cloudy sort of a look, and we can shape it. Or I can maybe move the hair over like that. I think that's what the issue is. So we'll grab this warp tool, because now I know that that's a thing. Maybe push it over like that. Not too far. Okay, let me erase this. Push this over. We can have that swirly bit there. Right. Okay, and then now we can go back to what we were doing here. So I'll erase that, and to give it the more fluffy look, where this all sort of bends together in the bangs at the end. And there we go. Or do I want it to look like that? No. No, I do not. Interesting. I don't know what the hell it is I'm doing. Maybe I should not. We'll curve this in way more. Maybe I'll focus on something else in a minute, because this is being a little bit weird. Just a tad bit. Okay. Let's fix this. A little bit messy. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean up the face. The easiest thing to start off with is the eyes. And then that way everything around it will fall together after that. Because I feel like as long as the base looks okay, then it doesn't really matter if the hair is a little bit messy or not. Because, you know, we can still see what's going on through the face. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this face is maybe going to be a little bit rounder than that. I'll erase that. And we'll soften the features just a little bit. I could be doing this with the warp tool, but I choose to do everything the hard way. Like, if you haven't realized that about me, it's your fault. Okay. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Make the cheeks a little bit wider, right? A little bit softer features. So we don't want a sharp jawline, it'll interfere with the soft features. The rest of this, okay. So now what I think we can do for the lashes, or at least the eyelashes here, we can kind of give them a swoop. And then if we make them a little bit heavier, it'll really help with that sort of light, airy appearance. So here, I'll make this brush really, really small. And what I'm going to do is just erase a little bit at a time. And we're just going to add little bits at a time here, and that'll maybe make this more of a lighter look. At least I think so, right? I could be a little delulu, but that's okay. And do the same thing on this side too, right? No? Why did I tap out? Okay. You know, I may cut down on it a little bit. Here, we'll add some more. There we go, just to increase the look here. Or maybe I should lead it out more. Yeah, let's do that. Right, like there's a swoop to this now. And then I'll just make it a little bit smaller because it's too far out. That's more feathery and less fluffy, so maybe this will be a little bit more fluffy instead. Right. Just a little bit. Do that, and then we can have the black line there instead because that doesn't really take away from it. Okay, I mean you can't really tell from far away, right, but I notice the details, and as long as I notice it, it's gonna bother me. Erase that. And I'll erase this, that's fine. Right. Just a line so that I know. Make it a little bit smaller, actually, it doesn't have to be too big. Just so I know where that little brow is. I don't know, I guess the eyelid? Yeah, that's what it's called, the eyelid there. Okay. So we're probably gonna have some kind of a necktie thing. I could make it clouds and then like a moon or something, but I don't know, we'll see. Some kind of necktie or necklace usually. Or maybe I can make it like fluff or something. Fluff like that. Or like star jewelry. That would be interesting. Good idea, chat. Thank you. And that way here. Let me have the ears. I don't want them fully up. I want them to be a little bit more aimed down just to help with that kind of calm look. Okay, have the ear like this. Is that too much? Maybe it is. Like it's a little bit much to the side. I can add some fur here. Fluff it out at the base. We'll erase that, right? There we go, we can have it at the top. I feel like I was making that ear massive, ginormous. Right, even if it comes from here, that's okay. Erase this bit. Da 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 da. Okay. Now we will do, I guess, the second ear, like that. Okay. And then we can have the ear fluff. What do we want her clouds? I mean, so here we have... Sorry, I said clouds for no reason. We have like a little snowflake as a hair clip. So I was thinking either clouds, maybe clouds, a little bit of lightning, and then like stars and the moon on the other end. I don't even know if like lightning, but clouds, stars, moon. I'll do like a little symbol here to remember. Like clouds. Stars. And the moon. Like those are symbols we want to maybe replicate to give that sky feeling. Okay, now back to the rest of the face. We'll erase this bit. So leave that nose bit there. We know that there should be some shading here, so I'll erase this just to tidy it up, right? We're going to clean this up here. And then we'll go right back over. Get that end, branch this out, and then this bit should be in shadow, essentially. Maybe not that much shadow. Also, I don't know what it is, but I feel like my art style ages people, or at least Smuggle on it makes her look way older. Or it's just the way we're drawing her, but still. Alright, there we go. I'll add just maybe a little bit of some shadage there. Okay, now I'll erase this part, so try to get this more smoothly flowing. Also, I may change the music because it's starting to irritate me a little bit. But that's just me. Was that a little unnecessary? Yeah, maybe those little hair strands are, but that's okay. So we're going to continue to clean up here on the bangs on the side at least. Polish this up. Erase this as unnecessary. We're keeping a line there just so that I know that that is where sort of the side bang and the bangs in front of the face are divided. It doesn't have to be that thick, just a thin one there. This one it'll be colored, you won't really be able to tell the difference anyways. But actually, what I am realizing is actually the thicker line art is going to help with some of that fluffy look. At least compared to like a really thin line art, because it looks less sharp. Things tend to blur together a little bit more when you have sort of like fluffy look here. I might add some lines here. I don't want to interfere with the lashes necessarily, but add some lines here. Make the hair a little bit thicker, maybe. Okay. Now we'll erase this. It's nice, just so we know that there's kind of a shadow there, that's okay. And then that way I can draw the eyebrow on this side. And the other end of the hair. Now we're gonna erase this part, yada yada yada. And we'll do the other end with the hair a bit. I might bring the forehead up a little bit. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Erase this. That way the forehead's a little bit higher, because I feel like she has a larger type of forehead. I don't even mean that in a bad way, just like this is bigger in the reference than what I was doing. I almost feel like I should look up a reference of like Marilyn Monroe or something, because she kind of had the softer hair with that curvy feeling to it. So I don't know. That dawned on me just now. Like that. We'll continue to erase behind it. There we go, we'll give it some layers. Erase this here. Okay. There we go, the hair is going to go behind it. I need to erase this so that we see that it isn't connected to the ear. I feel like we're spending a lot of time on the face, but that's going to be like the centerpiece of this drawing. Unless I could warp this upwards and then make the legs a little bit bigger and then have that be... I don't know. Okay. Might make the legs a little bit bigger in all honesty. Grab this, warp, stretch a little bit. Let's do an advanced mesh. Warp it like that, and take that. I mean, it'll be a little freaky and messed up. We'll have to redo it a decent amount, but just so I have like a vague idea. Yeah, see, like that made it way bigger. And then we'll reconstruct the legs in a minute. Just kind of, no, that was way too hard. Erase this a little bit so you can still kind of see the outline, and that way I'll redraw on top of it. FNAF Fox, how are you doing? Pleasure to make your acquaintance. The name's Sheshire. Hope you're doing alright. We're just drawing some VTubers here, some fan art, Fashion Friday. We're redoing people's outfits, so we're turning the Ice Fire Fox into a bit of a fluffy cloud fox. Hopefully you're doing well. Okay, these legs need to be redone. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. We'll erase this just a little bit. A little bit wider like that. Okay. You can erase this bit, thin it out, make the lines less thick. And then there we go, the leg continues from here. Now, I don't know if I should have the legs maybe facing a little bit towards camera. Like if I did something like that instead. We should have a little bit of a direction to it. Right? Or if I should just, no. We'll leave it from that perspective. That's okay. Right? Leave it like that. Don't need to touch it. Leave it alone, Sheshire. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. That's enough. We're gonna go back to this instead. Now, time for, you know, the body. It's actually important. So I was thinking, what we're gonna do, so maybe we're gonna trace Just like some fluff. Some clouds, some fluffage. All over here. Okay, then we're going to take this. And we're going to make it fluffy. Just round kind of bumps, some larger ones, a couple of smaller ones maybe. Going to clean up the edges on the other side too. Okay, pack that up. And then we're also going to do add a little bit more fluff here. There we go. Fluff it out, add some more fluff, fluffers. And then I can erase this bit because that was unnecessary. Okay. Now that we got that cloud bit going, I mean the shading is what's going to make it for the most part, but the shape you can add some fluff. Like just some big fluffy shapes, and remember that this is behind it because that's on the arm, and then the other half's going to be on the chest. Right, so like this bit in the front. Maybe I can make it stick out a little bit more. Okay, so then, what we can do next is we're going to establish, do we want some kind of a sash here? Because everything, all of our outfits have that centerpiece sashy sort of a thing, right? So I think we should. And then that's when we can incorporate, you know, like the moon and that sort of thing, or the sun and moon maybe? Sun, moon, stars, clouds. Because I feel like it's either, should we do sun and clouds? Or like clouds, stars, and moon? Interesting. Well, I feel like either way, I'm just gonna have to shape this. So we'll shape this with like a band here. All the outfits have some kind of a band on the center, right? That's what's gonna be holding everything together, because otherwise these kimonos do fall apart at the seams. Like I currently have some Amelie Monarch music stuck in my head. I tell you what, I haven't figured out how to do the second audio track on streaming platforms. I know you can do it. I know there's a way where you can hear it live. What's that? Jinx, how you doing? Fashion Friday, you know, just drawing Smugglana today. We're turning the Firefox into a Sky Fox, doing some, you know, Starry Night Sky, clouds and stuff. Right, back to what I was saying. I was trying to figure out how do I make the audio track different on live and the VOD, because I know you can play music, and in that way I don't have to play copyright-free music all the time, but I haven't figured out how to change the audio track yet, and that way you can actually hear what songs are stuck in my head. Nice, I'm glad. Good to hear. I know I'm back to my usual time today. We're not kind of flip-flopping all over the place. Okay. It's a really rough sketch right now, okay? It's like, don't look at it. I'm blocking the screen, right? Take some time. It'll eventually look better. So we have like a band. There's going to be some sort of a thing here. Maybe a bow. Like some dangly bits there. I think we can have some like stars and sun jewelry like that. I think for now, we'll have this band thin out this line. Alright, because they all have that band. Okay. Something like a sash. I don't know why I keep saying band. Some kind of a sashy thing. And then we'll get the base of it down before I start adding details, like all the little cloud stuff and sun, and Anything that's going to be more sky themed, we'll add it towards the end. We just want to get the base of the outfit down because they're all, so from what we can see, she has that sort of kimono look with both of her designs. You've been working on an article. Oh, interesting. What's the article about? I know I just had to finish a bunch of papers. I have one due next week, which is going to be unfortunate, but I love writing, just not when I have to, being forced to. Okay. Let's see, right? And the bow or whatever it is falls down like that. And then the kimono bit. Okay. So we will do this here. And then clean it up. She will clean it up. Should I add like a little band or something on the bottom? A little different color or something maybe? Oh, you mean art piece. I see. I was busy all day. I'd run around, had a bunch of errands to do. So I finally get to work on some stuff right now. Glad I get to draw alongside you. I'll be your soothing or not so schizophrenic sounding little earworm. It was the autocorrect that said the art. That's okay. I find I need to disable autocorrect when I type things, but I also feel like it's good enough where the odd times that it helps, I mean, for most of the time it's able to just help you type faster. It outweighs the cons of, you know, sometimes it's not what you mean to say. I just always have to remember to verify what I post. Like if I'm putting out a tweet or something, or putting the title of the stream, and I always read it 3 to 4 times just to make sure. Because autocorrect is a pain in the arse, oh my god. But otherwise, you can write way faster with autocorrect, because once it catches on to what you do, like there's an element of learning to it, where if it hears you write the same thing over and over again, it will learn. Oh, that's okay. Can you tell me what it is you're drawing, if you don't mind? Okay. Swear to God, this will look better eventually. We're just drawing the rough outline. Make a little bit of gray, so we know this is going to be darker. And we'll start to tidy this up. Erase that. Add a little band on the bottom. Right. Also, if I forget, chat, you need to remind me. We're changing the profile picture on my Twitch, right? No matter what today, we are changing that damn profile picture, because I couldn't do it on mobile. So today, we're going to do it. Tried several times now. For some reason, it just doesn't load. It lets me click it. Thank you. Okay. Because I'm going to forget. I know I am. For some reason, I've tried like a dozen times now on my phone, and it never works. So we're going to do it while it's on stream, right? And you guys get to see me live struggling. You're going to see my spiritually 87 hours struggle with this computer. Okay. And that way I'll have this leg stretched out a little bit more. Alrighty, and then, you know, we'll do the arms. So we'll have something maybe like resting on the hips. And I was saying earlier, I'm almost debating looking up like Marilyn Monroe, because I feel like that's what the face, the hair is what I'm looking for. That fluffy, light cloud sort of a hair. So when we get back to the hair, I might just look up Marilyn Monroe, because that's the look. We have the kimono bit is going to be traipsed here. I don't know if I want it to be open, or, you know, just leave it like that. Erase this look. Or, erase the sleeve. There we go. The kimono billowing there. Come on. We'll have like some cloudy stuff and bits trailing off here. That's okay. Why did I tap back in? My iPad is being difficult today. Okay, so you have the elbow here, something like that. Arm. Now we're gonna do is, you know what, we're maybe gonna do something called open a second tab. We're gonna turn on animation assist. So that way it's not as clear. And then I can draw the hand in the second layer and just merge it back down when I figure it out. What do I have? Something like this. Elbow like that, maybe? Or do I need to arch the arm up a little bit more? You know, maybe I do. Rotate, select, warp, warp the hand up. Warp it up. Now that I know what the warp tool is, we're going to abuse the hell out of it. Warp it up here. Fingers. Index. Something like that. I feel like I'm looking at myself now. I need to look I need like a reference mirror, a way to just like pose and look at myself doing these weird awkward things. I'm looking at my head like, does that make sense? I think that makes sense. I'm doing this in real life. You can't see me, but I'm posing like this to see if the hand works. I think it does, right? Yeah, on your hip like that. The pinky would be out a little bit more and your hand would be more straight. So I feel like I need to warp this now. We're gonna use the warp tool again, right? Just make sure, okay. We're gonna use the warp tool. Grab this, and we're gonna warp it down. Straighten out the hand. God, this is rough. Never mind. Sometimes you just have to do it with a brush. Don't be lazy. We're gonna erase this part. The warp tool can't help you here. And then, at least when I did it, I had my pinky sticking out. Maybe that's just a quirk that I do. Move out of the way, Smugglana. Thank you. Couldn't access the eraser just then. So then that way, we're gonna do this, right? So okay, the hand is gonna look freaky for a second. Without all the fingers, it's gonna look a little bit weird. But we have to have patience. Right? Okay, pinky. Then other finger. Just need to kind of glue them a little bit closer together so I don't forget. Because it's really easy to draw a pinky like a thumb. So that's ring. And then the ring would be glued to middle. And then you have your index like that. Okay. Right? I think that'll work. So then that way I can erase this. And then this way, okay, the ring finger was here. Erase that. See, you just have to trust the process, chat, right? It's all gonna work out eventually. Or we all die horribly, one or the other. Middle finger. Middle finger. Erase this bit, make the teeny tiny eraser. The teeniest of erasers, okay. And then the index. Erase this bit. We're gonna zoom in. No. Erase too much of the finger. Too much. Okay. So now we can reposition this. Uniform. I'm not going to warp this. We're going to move it a little bit. I don't know if I want it here. Right? Maybe here. A little bit smaller. A little bit bigger. Smaller like that. You know what? The trick I can do is we're going to take it over here. We're going to cover her face with it. And then we're going to match the hand size to the face. Like that? No, it's a little bit bigger. Like this. Which kind of looks like the guy from My Hero. Now we can take the hand and pivot, 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 pivot. There we go. Then we're going to put it here. Did my tracking just turn off? God damn it, phone. Do your job. There we go. I'm alive again. The internet is trying to stop me from possessing my cat. I think what we need to do is just erase this arm. And redraw it. Is that? I'm going to look at myself again. I need to look at myself one more time to see if this reference works. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. I see. I know I'm using the crappiest internet possible, but it's okay as long as nobody else uses it. I tend to try and do times a day where it's not going to be too bad. But you know, it's very, very bad reception down here in hell. Okay, I can pivot this a little bit more. Pivot. Now then we'll erase this bit here. And then I can... Okay, let's bring the hand out. I think the hand itself looks fine. It's just the position with the wrist which isn't working. So we're going to rotate it down a little bit and we're going to drag it forward. And then that way, when we cover this up with the kimono sleeve, it'll all work a little bit better. And nobody will know. Nobody will they'll all be none the wiser. Except for you guys. And you're not going to tell anybody. It's okay, the hand doesn't line up perfectly. Erase that. Erase that teeny tiny bit. Now, adding clouds or anything else to the sleeves, we'll do that at the end, right? Just for now, we'll have the regular sleeve base looking thing. Go down, okay. I see, I understand. Now I need to erase what's here so that I can fit the sleeve. We're gonna erase this bit. Erase that bit. Erase McSleeverson. Okay. So we need to erase this bit here. And then if I hit merge layer, this all isn't going to explode. There we go. That's fine. Now, what I think I'm going to do is once I take this, I'm just going to puff the sleeve out. I could make the sleeves way longer, because I feel like in all of her designs they're really, really long. But I think what I'm going to do instead is we're going to have the sleeves relatively short, and then we're going to have maybe like some smoke or some clouds trail off for them, and that's when it's going to look longer. Right? We're going to have the illusion of length. Like when short people wear vertically striped shirts or pants. That's a trick. If you're short, vertical stripes, they're your friend. And then that way it'll still look like a long sleeve, but I feel like I want to keep the sleeves on this one short for some reason. Okay. Yeah, I can arch. We'll pop the elbow up a little bit, or we'll pop the shoulder up. And I can pop the sleeve up a little bit, and then I can drag this out. And that's what we really want, is to drag this. So the elbow makes sense now. There we go. Nobody ever saw anything before that. Now it looks much better. See, a lot of people worry about making arms too long, but I figure it'll look better if your arms are too long than if your arms are too short. Because then it's going to look like a T-Rex. And nobody wants it to look like a T-Rex. We got to make sure that the arms are the right length. Okay, we'll erase this bit, make the sleeve build off of it just a little tiny bit. And then we'll move back onto the face and hair. Right? I can't spend too long on the sleeve. Because knowing me, I will spend 37 hours on this. And that's not an exaggeration. I feel like I need to move on to the other hand. You know what? Sheshire, focus. Move on. Over here now. We're done. We're not going to look at the hand anymore. Now, do I want her to have, like, her hand over here, and then she can have, like, a big sleeve like that? Or, you know, maybe that's exactly what I want. Or, do I want to have her hand in front like this, with the sleeve like that? Or, we're going to do this with a bunch of layers again. Do I want it like this, and then have like a hand like this in front? Chat, we're going to get you to decide. Or, do I want it like this, you know, with the sleeve instead? Like that, or do I want like this? Like this. Like that. Chat, I need an opinion. Okay. Do we want this hand? I want it to be somewhere like the chest or pointing to itself, so either it's like this, where it's higher up, it's directly on like the chest, or do you want to have one where it's kind of in front of where the kimono is, right? Like it's a little bit further up. Were we thinking option A? Or are we thinking B? Like we have the sleeve up here, the hand directly on the chest, or do we want the hand further, like it's in front of the kimono here, like that? Higher up on the chest. Okay, on Twitch, Mr. Zane, oh Miss Zane, I don't know, sorry, Zane said both are good. That doesn't exactly help me. I'm indecisive, this is why I have you guys. Y'all are here to help me not be indecisive. High up on chest, or in front like that, where the hand is almost going to be on where this big sort of belt thing is. Like on the belt, or on the chest. Either that or we're flipping a coin. And let the gods of fate and chaos and whatever the hell is in a horseshoe. The higher one? The one higher? Okay. You know what? That's an executive vote. We're going to give it 10 more seconds. If anybody else votes, that might change things. But 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's what we're ended up on. Let me get rid of this one. Hand is going to be on the chest. I'm going to be honest, I kind of was leaning towards that one anyways, but you know, you always kind of wonder what else could be. So we're going to erase this bit, or rather we're going to redraw it. Go away. Okay. So we're going to have a hand like that. Zane, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. We're going to have a hand like that, right? have the sleeve like this. I also just feel like that hand on chest angle I'm more used to drawing. Okay. Billowy sleeves. Something like that. Where would the elbow make sense? Okay, so if she has her elbow here. No, shoulder. Why am I saying elbow? I'm dyslexic. Not literally, but I might as well be. Shoulder. Elbow is what, here? Because if we have wrist here... Yeah, so elbow, or we have elbow out like this. You can tell I did not take anatomy. I mean, I have, but just brain anatomy, which is extremely different. Like this. Yeah, I think we'll have this here. The elbow is somewhere here, where the circle is, and that goes up to the wrist like that. That makes sense. No. The wrist is a little broken, but that's okay. Erase that, soften it up. Okay, less broken, more wrist. I think that doesn't make sense. Just zooming out, making sure everything else is okay. Soft face. Okay, back to the arm. And also do let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you see that might be a little bit off, because, you know, I can draw the same thing and work on it for hours and hours and hours, but I'm not a fresh set of eyes. And also, if y'all have any recommendations for new streamers we should be drawing, Fashion Friday and Military Monday we draw outfits for people, so let me know if you have anybody in mind. And also any animes that I should check out or draw the styles of too, I'm always open to new recommendations. Of the hand, something like this. And in the meantime, I need to answer something quickly, sorry. So I will leave this like that for y'all. And we're gonna pause. I'm just gonna tab out, give me 5 seconds. We're gonna let y'all think. Actually, you can still hear me. I don't know why I'm pretending like I had to go away. I'm gonna talk to y'all, I just need to answer something. Just doing something right now. There we go. Try to let somebody know I'm busy right now. It's like for some reason every time I go to stream, it's when everybody comes out of the woodwork to text me. It's like I got no friends, nobody talking to me. And then when I start streaming, oh my god, everybody. It's like they put out an alert. Everybody needs to email Sheshire, right? There we go. What happened to my... Come on. There we go. The iPad was trying to sabotage the stream. We're back now. There we go. I mean, oh, look at that. The hand is just working. The anatomy is working. Life is good. Have a little wrist. Wrist is being funky. Wrist is doing wrist things. I'm not gonna complain. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So now we just erase this. Na-da-da. And also for anybody who is new and unaware, both on Twitch and on YouTube, that's what I was going to do. I need to set up multi-chat so you guys can actually see the chat going on. I have a couple different multi-streams right now, so it's not just on Twitch, there's YouTube too. We're going to be looking to do Twitter and TikTok maybe as well. It's a process. Unfortunately, those ones are a little bit more complicated to set up. But I'm going to get the chat set up. I'm going to do that tonight, set up the chat so you guys can see each other talking. And that way it doesn't seem like I'm talking to the schizophrenic voices in my head. And then also, for anybody else who is new, I do also have some links on all platforms to, you know, Twitter, TikTok, art. I'd post little clips and the finished products, that sort of a thing, if you want to see them. Yippee, yeah, yippee, the schizophrenic voice is in my head. Oh, Dios mío. Okay, we're gonna thin out the lines. Right, I feel like there isn't really too much with this arm. You just do that line, and everything kind of solves itself, because it just falls straight down. There's nothing else really to think of. Do that. Erase this tool. Discord, yes, I have Discord, but I keep it personal. And unfortunately, it's only for close friends of mine. I don't use it for business or anything else like that, sorry. Okay. Also, let me know if the audio balancing is good or not. I think we're finally solved it. I finished fighting my audio demons. The same ones that crashed OBS and uninstalled everything on my computer. There we go. That's basically done. I feel like now I just need to add a little line separating the two fingers. A little tiny, tiny line. Like that. Itty bitty line. Tiny line separating the ring finger from the middle. Maybe even smaller. We're gonna zoom in now. Zoom and enhance. Okay. Now, I mean, you can polish it a little bit, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to this, and we're gonna erase some of the stuff that needs erasing. I see. I'm understanding. Totally. Totally understanding. So we're gonna erase this. We're also gonna erase this bit here. And erase this bit. There we go. That's where the finger is, so erase that bit. We're going to erase all of this over here. And then I can feel like I can just merge the layer after that, right? There's nothing else that's magically going to show up and explode everything. Sorry if you have epilepsy, this is going to be a little painful. There we go. Merge layer. There we go. Anytime I say merge layer, I think back to Emperor's New Groove. With Kronk. Oh my god. Those two are incredible. If anybody has not seen that movie, Emperor's New Groove, you need to watch it. What are you doing? Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever! It's truly a masterpiece. They don't make film like that anymore. Oh my god. Okay, wait, this hand maybe needs to be a little bit smaller. I perhaps did not do the hand trick with the face. I'm just looking with my hands now, okay? Something like that. And we're comparing. We're comparing the hand to head ratio because it should be roughly the same length when it's spread out. And the pinky maybe needs to be a little tiny bit smaller. I can erase this. Zoom out with the pinky and erase that. Maybe I need to make this a little bit smaller. Yeah, we're going to zoom in, enhance again. It's okay, the sketch is messy. It's okay, the pinky's funky looking. We're just going to assume that this one had a birth defect. Sorry, Smugglana. And then we have the index here, like that. And we're gonna erase, zoom in, enhance. Feel like it still makes sense? Right. Everything makes sense. The hand, might need to adjust it a little bit. It's always good to zoom out. Now, there's also another thing that people do, which is the horizontal canvas flip. I don't do that because it just reminds me about how horrifying my art is. But for you guys, I'm going to do it. We're going to flip it. Oh, dear God. Oh, God. We're going to pretend I never saw that. We're just going to pretend that this looks normal. I know people usually flip back and forth horizontally a lot just to, you know, make sure that the canvas itself looks nice, but I don't do that. If it's skewed to the left, it's skewed to the left, and that's unfortunate. So that was just to horrify you guys. I also could flip vertically, but I don't know why anybody else would invert vertically. The horizontal one makes sense because you can see if, you know, the face is roughly symmetrical or XYZ thing. I also don't really draw symmetry tools, which I should, but I don't do a lot of things that you should. Elongate the finger. Make the eraser smaller. And the index. Erase this bit. The index finger is there now. Okay. I feel like I'm spending too much time on this. Sheshire, we need to hurry this up. Do a little eraser magic. Erase that. Any bit of shading on this. A little bit line so I can see where the shoulder leads behind it. And forget about that. Right. Now I feel like we could add a little line here. Or, you know, just something like that. Soften it. I feel like that's where the arm pit is. Shade that. There we go. This hand is mostly sensical. I think it makes sense to some extent. And then we will erase this. There we go. And now I can clean up the lines. We have the curly hair behind. I need to remember. So I might have some like leaning this way. Some hair fluff out like this. Have it wispy like clouds. Or less wispy and more fluffy. Fluffy like cloud, not wispy. Wispy is going to make her look like a scraggly rat, and we don't want that. I said rat with like a venom there, yeesh. Okay, also sorry to anybody on YouTube. I know we have the alerts set up on Twitch for follows and that sort of a thing, but anyone who follows or subscribes on YouTube, I don't have it set up yet. I will. We'll figure out how that is too. So if I miss you in the meantime, thank you so much for stopping by. I know it doesn't say on YouTube, but anybody that Twitches, it will pop up with a little heart. I also need to change the sound because I know you can customize it, so we're going to put a little drawing up there. I'll do a sketch for you guys. We're going to, one of these days, make a little stream where we'll do some notification drawings. And maybe some emotes. Eventually. Okay, so we have that little fluff here, and then this will devolve into clouds too eventually. So I'm gonna erase that bit of the sleeve. Okay, still looks rough, but it's getting better. Everything just takes a little bit of time. Now then, let's go back to the hair. We can polish this. I'll erase this bit. La la la. 538 men under my command. I can't wait till I can actually set the music so that it isn't in the VOD, and that way I can actually play whatever I want to while we're live, and you guys can hear my music. But until then, you're just gonna have to deal with me humming and the copyright-free music. Which, let me know if you don't like, and we can change what it's playing currently. We'll find something. They have a bunch of different options. I usually just click whatever the jazziest one is, and pray to God it does not change. Or I guess pray to Satan. Mephisto, don't kill me. God, if the devil heard me saying that, he'd beat my arse. Also, for anybody who is new here, the lore is the name Sheshire worked for the devil and his jester. The devil's not so funny jester, and I talk to you all through the body of my cat that I possess. His name's Grim. Which means I'm stuck in hell. Which explains the bad internet. Okay, right, we have some fluffy hair. I feel like the thing with fluffy hair is you can't have it too stringy. You can't have too many little strands. You need to have it like bigger swatches because that means that the hair is thicker. Okay. And now we have the other end of the curly hair. Or I guess wavy. Curly, I haven't decided. I'll just erase that bit. We have it trailing off here too a little bit. Maybe erase that. I don't know why I somehow opened the brush menu. Like, I click one thing and somehow 37 different menus pop up. This app doesn't like me. Okay. Done now. Maybe. Give me a second. I might actually look up the Marilyn Monroe. I might actually, you know what, look up the Marilyn Monroe thing, just so we can see the hair flowiness. I think it's going to add to it. Give me 1 second. I'm going to make sure that I'm not showing you guys anything I shouldn't be, and then I can pop it up on screen, and we're going to decide on a reference photo together. Madame Marilyn Monroe. Monroe. I still somehow butchered it. I always confuse where the I and the Y placements are. Right. I need to find a picture. No. No, not that one. Scrolling through. Okay, you know what? I can show you guys now. We're going through, and we're picking reference photos. I want to see if there's anything with the hair that we can look at for that, like, really kind of fluffy, swoopy, cloudy-looking hair. Like that. That's more of the classic look. See how the hair is swoopy? Looks like a cloud. No. Maybe. Maybe that has some of that sort of curliness. Or, this is kind of like a 3-in-1. That's, you know, we can use all three as references. Maybe that's what we're gonna do. I mean, that one's also good. We're gonna decide. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch tiger by the toe, with followers let it go, not beginning, da 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 da. This one, no. Let's save this one as a reference. Save to photos. No. My god, open? Procreate. There we go. It only took 37 clicks to open the app. Thought I saved it to photos. That's interesting. Forgive me. Give me one moment. iPad, why are you sabotaging me? The iPad doesn't want to let me have a reference. It's okay, we're gonna improvise. We're gonna adapt. We're gonna grab this. You guys can't see what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna grab this. Just trust that I'm grabbing it. And we're downloading the image. Because I'm getting us that reference. Totally. Trying to get the reference photo and it's not working. My iPad just hates me. It's refusing to let me do any of this. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got it. Okay. I'm gonna save like 7, and maybe one of them will work. There we go. I got both. Haha. Okay. You guys can see again. Maybe. Window. There we go. The stream's back. We're back, baby. Let me open up this one. So now we have the reference. I feel like that's kind of what we're looking for, right? Like that swoopy doopy hair. So maybe what we could do. Let's maybe change some of this. You know, just a little bit of swoopage. We could swoop it to the side, but I don't know if I necessarily want that with the hair. We're gonna leave it this. We're gonna leave this like that. But I am gonna change the hair up here, at least. A reference for that, like curly-ish hair. We're gonna build the hair up a little bit. Let me erase this. That swoopy hair going. Some curlage. A little bit. I see. Some kind of curly cloud hair. I feel like what I'm doing is basically just making the hair a little bit more bumpy, but you know what? Still. Was this necessary? Perhaps not. But you all got to see Marilyn Monroe, so be quiet. Appreciate it. Okay, and now we have the last of it. Trace it up like that. Maybe we'll arc it a little bit more and I'll blend it, make this a little bit blurry. I mean, for a sketch, I don't know why I'm doing this, but it's okay. It'll be a damn intricate sketch of that. Now, do I have some, like, curly hair? Yes, I do. That's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna have the curly bits in front, like that. Or am I? I'm a little indecisive about this chat, as you can tell. we can at least do is finish drawing the eyebrows. For some reason she's been eyebrowless this entire time. I don't know why. Sorry, Miss Smugglana. Give you eyebrows, and what we can do is kind of follow that arch pattern. And then erase this bit. Make that softer. And there we go. At least now Miss Smugglana has eyebrows. Can't believe I didn't notice. I was gonna say, chat, how did you not tell me that you didn't have eyebrows? I mean, it's okay. It was a mess, I understand. I don't know if I'm gonna put the eye like that. No. God, no. What the hell was that eye? So we're gonna have the eyes a little bit more shut. Maybe that'll help. We're gonna close them a little bit. Erase. Make the iris or the pupil a little bit small. No. No. Feel like it might be looking too much to the left. We're gonna do what I like to call the bleach art style thing, where the eye is only shown in the top half, basically. I feel like they do that for the more mature. No, God, no, get rid of that black spot. Like that. And then we're gonna do something like this. No. God, why is this not working? Sorry, Miss Marilyn Monroe, we'll get rid of you. We'll have to use you later, but that's okay. Let's go back to Smugglana and see how her eyes are done. I feel like they're just pretty standard, right? The regular anime eyes. No. Come back here. But they are on the larger side. A little uncanny. But perhaps just uncanny enough to work. And then I'll erase this bit. And because it is going to be softer, we'll have, like, the eyes mostly going to be like that. But gray. You know what? I think this is working a little bit better. You can have maybe like that light, like that. Maybe I want to have it aiming a little bit off to the right, but otherwise I think this is much better. At least in terms of eyes, it's not depraved or a little creepy like the last one was. Why is it suddenly not? Okay, no. It suddenly has locked the screen in place. I don't like that. Why did it tab me out of the screen? My computer is being very weird today. Okay, right. That reminds me. Like, I might have to be ending soon. However, before we go, I want to try and change the profile picture. On Twitch, at least. Because like, I changed on YouTube and all my other platforms, but Twitch wasn't letting me change anything. So here, we'll add a couple more swoops. Some more fluff in the hair. So like what we saw with Marilyn Monroe, we can curl the hair like this. Use some lines, curly lines. And then we'll have like a curly bit of hair right there that I can erase. Okay, you know what? There we go. Leave this here. Zoom in a little bit. Get rid of that. Sorry, Miss Smugglana, you have to go. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disable, I'm gonna unpossess my cat. Sorry, Grim. I won't be moving on screen anymore, but I will send the image to my drive. And that way I can try and change it, and y'all can let me know if you see it. And that way we can defeat this stupid Twitch app together because it's being difficult. Okay. The image has sent. The package has flown the coop. I can get my tracking back 1 second. I'll be able to repossess my cat. Load. Internet. Load. Like, do I need to zoom this in? No, y'all can see. Come on, image. You know when you're downloading something or you're trying to send something and it's at like 99% and it's almost there? It finally sent. Okay, it heard me talking about it. Let me repossess my cat. Grim? Grim, are you walking? Hello? VTube? VTube Mix Studio? You guys are seeing my settings, that's okay. It's connected. I'm gonna close VTube Studio then, I guess. Come on, cat. Let's try this again. In the meantime, I'm gonna see if I can change the profile. There we go, I'm back. I'm alive. Here we go. Let me move myself. I'm gonna be up front and center. Let's do this. Right in the middle now. I'm zooming in. I'm looking close. I can see you. Let me go over to my images, now that I sent it to myself. This technology is very complicated. Your human technology is very interesting. I'm spiritually 87 and I've been trapped in hell for a very, very long time, so these computers, they elude me. Download. Function. I'm gonna tell you guys when it's updated on Twitch, and you just let me know if you see it, okay? That's all I need, nothing complicated. We're gonna edit this right now, live. Okay, come on. We're doing it. We're doing it right now. There we go. We're updating the profile picture. And I also need to find a banner, so you guys should let me know. Maybe one of these days we're going to vote on which art piece I want to put as my banner. And then that way it'll give some zhuzh to the profile. Load profile picture. And there we go. We're loading. It's loading right now. Okay. Successfully updated. I'm gonna reload it now and let me know. Chat, are we seeing it? Are we seeing the profile picture change, right? Do this here. Okay, the drawing's fine. The eyes are a little interesting, but that's okay. Let me open up and see if the image is finally updated. Let me drag myself back to the corner. Grim, move over here. Yes, it's updated. Okay, thank you very much. Look at that. So that's more of a new drawing. The one that was there before was a very, very old, probably from like 6-7 months ago that I first drew, way back when. I drew more than a year ago, actually. And then we're going to go through, let's actually go through now. We can take a look at some of the drawings, and then we're going to decide maybe which ones I want to put at the banner. Okay, we're going to have you guys involved in this. We're going to tab back over to the air cast. I have 73 tabs open. There we go. So not this one, because that's obviously a sketch, but here are some contenders, maybe. You could maybe do Smugglana. I don't know necessarily how it would crop. It would probably crop something like this, right? Or we have it way zoomed out. Or the fire one. Let's go down here, untap that, get rid of this, get rid of that. No, untap this. Or maybe the fire one. It would kind of look like this, maybe. Right? That could be an interesting banner. Or some more options. You never know. We could do. Where's the Monarch one? Down here. This was my banner, I think on Twitter. I might need to update it. Something like that. Right? That's another contender. So we got the Ice Fox, Firefox, Monarch. I mean, this is a Valentine's Day one I did recently. I don't really know, necessarily. Right? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't feel too strongly about that one. This is like a really old Gave Up Demon Hunters one that I did. Eh. I don't know about that. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like the Mataricon we did. That one's more creepy. I don't know about that. Although that would kind of be cool, like the eyes and the face being like, oh, rah, when you first go on the profile. Maybe. Some scary alien action. I think that's really about it. The only other one I would think would be something like this, like the recent Let's Burn the World Down for Keats and Rosie that we did. That would be an interesting banner. So let me know, guys, maybe if any of these caught your fancy. And if not, we can figure that out another time. But today I really just wanted to change that goddamn profile picture because it was bothering me. It's like, that was outdated. It reminded me every single time I looked at it. It was like, that was a crappy drawing of mine. Actually, I have it on this iPad. This was the old thing. It was like one of these, and it's like a gross, old art, nasty. For anybody who hasn't seen, this would be more of the current reference, the VTuber I'm working on. So that's the outfit there, Sheshire, myself, right? And then when when I am talking, I have this big purple cloak on, something like that. But this was like a really old, early concept from way back when. It's gross. We don't talk about this. I'm gonna say, so let me know if any of those are interesting. If not, we'll decide some other time. But think in the meantime, on those on Twitch, we're gonna look and see if anybody is live that I'm following or no. We're gonna maybe raid into them. For YouTube, unfortunately, I haven't figured out how that works necessarily, so you guys, unfortunately, the stream is just going to end in a little bit, but you have a couple minutes still while I decide and see who else is live. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for coming. This, also, the Skew-chan, anybody that was there for the Skew-chan drawing, that one I'm going to work on my own time over the weekend, just because I wanted to keep the Fridays consistent, Fashion Friday. This was a Military Monday drawing, and I'm very OCD about this. So I'm going to finish this on my own time, and I'll probably post it Monday, right, Military Monday, so next week. And then next week's on Monday, we're going to be probably doing Kitsu and Rosie in military outfits. Kitsunari and Rosie Belmu. If you don't know who they are, check them out. And again, if you have any streamers or ideas, let me know who I should be drawing next. for tomorrow or Sunday, I don't know. We're probably maybe going to work a little bit more on Smugglana. Or I have some, I'd say like more top secret stuff I'm working on that you wouldn't really get any context for, but I do need to work on. And I've kind of been doing it on my own time, so maybe we're going to do some of that. It'll just have to be one of those streams where you don't know anything, right? Like I'll give you, this is just like a random glance at something. You don't know anything about it, okay? I'm not going to explain further. I've given no context. But I may be working on some of that on stream. Okay, let's see who's live and who I can raid into. Open the McTwitch app. I know there's definitely a way to do it on YouTube too. I need to figure that out. Maybe we'll try and figure that out. Stream manager. The Raidy McRaid button. And actually on YouTube. Okay, we're here on YouTube now. Where is the button for me to send you guys off to somebody else? We're gonna have to figure this out. I'm gonna have to look up on one of those YouTube tutorials for old stupid people because I can't see it. You know what? Unfortunately, we're just gonna have to do it on Twitch. Let's see. Kimmy, Marvel Rivals, if anybody's a fan of that. We have that live. Cha-Cha, reacting to some memes, I think. Ooh, Girl DM playing Deadlock. I tried that out recently. It's a really, really fun game. Niamoka, Apex. I haven't played Apex in ages. Center, Porcelain Maid. You know what? Maybe, I'm thinking, maybe what we do, we could raid Girl DM, or could raid Kimmy. What do you guys think about some Marvel Rivals? A little bit more intense, but let's do that, okay? We're gonna send you over to Kimmy. Miss Kimmy VT. Send her some love for me. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's click on this. Let me turn the music off. Alrighty, we're starting a raid. Nope, not working. Never mind. Abandoning the raid. Let's try somebody else. That one didn't work. Let's do Girl DM instead. This was my backup plan. Let's try this. You always have to have a backup plan. No, that also did not work. One of these people is going to work eventually, chat. Cha-Cha, Iron Mouse. No. Let's try. Let's try Niamoka. You know what? We're going to do some ranked Apex Legends. We're going to throw you guys in the trenches. Let's try this. There we go. Raid. Thank you so everybody for coming by. My name is Sheshire, the Devil's Not So Funny Jester. I was talking to you through the body of my cat Grim. Thank you so for coming by. This was Fashion Friday, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.